This is Spotlight from All Things Photonics, featuring intimate sit-down conversations with preeminent figures in our industry. Unscripted, timely, and topical, this series shines the spotlight on industry-leading changemakers from all corners of the photonics landscape, from the gateways of progress to the most impactful challenges of our time.
Today's episode is brought to you by Hamamatsu Corporation, a leading manufacturer of devices for the generation and measurement of infrared, visible, UV light, and X-rays. Hamamatsu is dedicated to the advancement of photonics through extensive research and offers specialized systems for select applications. Visit hamamatsu.com to learn more.
We are now just hours away from the start of one of the top trade shows for the laser and photonics industry, Laser World of Photonics. Tens of thousands of visitors from all around the world will travel to Munich to take part in this year's event. It's the place where titans of the industry can exchange ideas with inspiring new startups, where cutting-edge products and systems will be on display, and where working professionals can expand their knowledge through forums and training programs. Anke Odouli is the exhibition director for Laser World of Photonics. She says they're expecting record attendance this year with nearly 1,400 exhibitors filling the halls. Odouli shares with us what else we can expect to see in this year's show in our Spotlight conversation. Our office is buzzing as we count down to the Laser World of Photonics 2025, now just hours away. So what's the atmosphere like where you are behind the scenes, and how is everyone feeling now that it's, about to be upon us?
We are all very, very excited, of course. The final preparations are in full swing, and the excitement is rising. Of course, there are always small things popping up here and there. Sometimes it feels like every other minute, but of course, everything needs to be handled with right then. We need to take care of things right away, which is one of the very exciting parts. It does get the first time when this little twitching in the belly starts is actually when we see the signs outside on the streets. Messe München is, we have signs everywhere in the city where to go to. And the first time we see our own show on one of those signs, then it's when we know there's no time to turn around. There's no time to turn around again. It's actually going to be coming very soon. And we just received another picture from a colleague who is in Entrance West right now, and she saw the first signs hanging there. So excitement, I have to say, a lot of excitement.
We're almost there, and it must be exciting to be in that environment, kind of like the moments before you take the stage and you get those butterflies in your stomach. For those who have been to the event in the past, what are the new features or what other new events are there that guests and exhibitors alike can expect to find this year?
So first of all, I would like to mention that we are very proud that we have achieved a new exhibitor record in 2025, and we will be able to welcome around 1,390 exhibitors from 43 countries, and they will be filling up all 5 Laser World of Photonics halls very tightly. So please bring your comfortable shoes because there's not much space to be sitting. And of course, Laser 2025 is definitely a must-attend event for the whole industry. Some of the highlights, of course, are within our extensive supporting program, which offers plenty of space to talk also with experts. And there it's really difficult to pick out highlights because we have over 200 highlights taking place. So this is always very difficult for me to choose something. One thing I would like to mention are actually all our new formats we have. They are including, for example, the Integrated Photonics Applications Forum, and there will be some lectures on the importance of integrated photonics for instance, telecommunications and AI. Talking about AI, we also have a special show jointly together with Automatica, which will take place in parallel. And this is the Photonics Meets Robotics AI Success Stories. And this is definitely something you should visit in Hall A3 because you will see some demos there, how photonics and robotics really work together and supported by AI will make things easier. And I already mentioned one of the other highlights, of course, Automatica is taking place in parallel again, as well as the world of quantum.
And with the whole community coming together, I think it's always really great to see the companies that could work in competition with one another. You still find them with a genuine exchange of ideas and kind of sharing knowledge. You really feel that unity between these groups that are coming.
Definitely. And that's what I personally really like about the industry, I have to say. You can feel that they are working together. They used to work maybe in the past together. And of course, they're still competitors, but it is a special feeling. It's like, a big group of friends coming back together and then hopefully having obviously a successful show for themselves and taking back some fresh impulses for what's coming up.
You're talking about some of the tech we're expecting to see turning heads in Munich. You mentioned AI and world of quantum getting a lot of attention. What are the other new tech trends that you expect to see playing a bigger part in this year's event than maybe in other years?
I'm sorry, I have to mention it again. Of course, AI will be one of them. But then in addition, of course, let's put it in the industrial manufacturing area, there are advances in high power lasers and also, of course, ultra short pulse lasers. And they're opening up new application possibilities. So this is something I'm very curious to see what's going to happen. Biophotonics is also gaining importance. And especially, of course, when you look at the medical diagnostics and therapy. And we also have a joint pavilion at Automatica. And that's the MedTech Life Health Tech Pavilion, where you can see some of those products that are already available. Then I would say, of course, sustainability will continue to be important. If it is for electromobility, for example, or also for energy efficient production. And then, of course, the other big trend, which has its own show, is quantum technology. And there, at World of Quantum, we have our highlights coming up.
Yeah, quantum is fascinating and still so new that it's hard, at least for me, to wrap my brain around and to fully understand. Of course, I'm not as well versed in the field to grasp everything going on there. But when you see the applications and the potential for what that technology can do, it's really special.
Definitely. And this is also the interesting part, I would say, for our trade show, because usually trade shows, of course, you have some product, right? Or at least some services you can show. But there, in quantum technologies, a lot of the companies do not have a product yet, so they're still on the edge going, and that makes it a little bit difficult to have a trade show. But I am very proud that we were able actually to grow our World of Quantum so quickly, and now with our third edition, we will actually have this year over 150 companies and organizations exhibiting at the World of Quantum. And that's almost an increase of 75% compared to 2023.
Wow. So it just goes to show you the growth in that area with so many more groups going into that field there to showcase their advancements, despite the obvious visual challenge of demonstrating something that you can't even see with your eyes, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So, but what you can see, of course, at the World of Quantum, then it's the quantum technologies not only covering the photonics area, but also, of course, trying to cover all important topics from quantum computing, communication, cryptography, also to quantum sensor technology and metrology. So this is really exciting to see, and also to try to bring all the partners and possible customers together, of course, to talk about the possibilities, the options, what's coming up.
That's great. And, among the groups coming this year, you, of course, have the giants in the industry. They're all going to be there. If you're in lasers, this is the place to be. But also not to be left out are some of the new ambitious startups that are still trying to get their name out there and make their way onto the scene. And I always think it's interesting to see, because it's great time for, an owner or CEO of this new business to rub elbows with some of the big established players. So let me ask, what else can be gained from these two very different kinds of companies and level of experience and size coming together to talk on the same platform?
This is the beauty of Laser World of Photonics. It is the meeting point for the international photonics community. Of course, it is very dynamic, but it's also very close-knit. So a lot of people know each other, and also obviously over the countries, over the globe, you know each other. And there's a lot of knowledge sharing involved, and of course networking, which is very important. So I would say from both parts, of course, the giants, the industry giants, as well as the startups, they definitely both benefit from the spirit of cooperation. And for our startups, of course, areas like the integrated photonics area is something that is really of interest for them, because that's where they can showcase their innovations alongside with major players, and but being maybe not the small partner, but actually being on the same level, kind of. So, and that's something that is definitely of a benefit, I would say, for all sides. And of course, also our all the exhibitor talks or the networking events we have. This is also something to bring also, of course, the investors into this whole group of companies, of organization meeting. And that's what I think. This is a great melting pot, trying to bring everybody together.
Yeah, and often that platform for sharing ideas, it's not just the new groups learning from those who came before them, but it's also those new groups offering maybe a fresh perspective to those established companies. I think you're never too big to learn something new, right? So it's very encouraging to see that exchange of ideas. And we know the photonics industry continues to grow globally, but Munich remains a leader in this field. So what do you think its role will be in the future of photonics?
I think personally that Munich, of course, being an important technology hub, that is, of course, thanks to its strong research institutions, the dense network we have here of high-tech companies, government funding for high-tech sectors, and also the vibrant innovation ecosystem. This is definitely something that helps that Munich will stay and remain the leader in this area. So therefore, from my perspective, it is the perfect location for lasers, the world's leading trade fair photonics for the photonics industry, including, of course, the World of Photonics Congress, which I also would like to mention, which will take place in parallel together with all of our partners that are organizing their conferences under the umbrella of the World of Photonics Congress.
Talk to me a little bit more about the World of Photonics Congress and what we can expect to see to come out of those meetings.
The World of Photonics Congress is taking place in parallel, and we have 5 conferences taking place. And they are all organized by their scientific associations and scientific partners who come together in Munich to organize their conferences in parallel, and then the attendees have the possibility to go with their conference ticket from one conference to the other, and they don't have that anywhere in the world. And this is something very unique for us. And then, of course, in parallel, they have the possibility to attend the show or the shows, because with one ticket, you can attend all 3 shows.
That's great. So definitely a lot to learn from this year's conference. You mentioned before a record number of exhibitors coming, and that's awesome to see. What are you seeing in terms of international participation? You know, not just more exhibitors, but are you seeing more people from certain countries getting involved too?
So the international participation is definitely shaping up very positively this year. We have exhibitors from 43 countries and regions, and around 2/3 of them will be actually coming from outside of Germany. So 1/3 of the exhibitors are coming from Germany, and the other 2/3 are international exhibitors. We do see a especially strong growth from Southeast Asia, particularly from Singapore, but also from the special administrative region, Hong Kong. But in absolute numbers and absolute terms, the largest growth is coming from China. And this is, of course, reflecting the current dynamics of the global market. And this is, of course, part also at the trade fair this year. But we're also pleased to welcome some new countries to the exhibition for the very first time, for instance, including Latvia, New Zealand, and Laos.
That's great. That's good news for all of us in the industry to see that steady growth. And with today's global market, where we see other industries kind of at a standstill or even, maybe declining, photonics just seems to be stable in its march uphill. And let me ask you before I let you go, what do you appreciate most about working with the photonics community? Such a unique, tight-knit group, open to sharing ideas, we know, but what do you appreciate about this industry?
I really enjoy working with the people, I have to say. They are bright, they are down to earth, they are very reliable, and it's just pleasant to work with and to work on improving our show. This will be Laser World of Photonics 52nd year taking place. So I missed most of the shows beforehand, but this is going to be my personal third show, and it's a treasure that I'm able, together with my team, with the core team, but of course with everybody who's working with us at Messe Munich, to put this into the halls, to open it up, and to start to bring this treasure, to keep it, to make it grow, and to see, because to be honest, we do have very nice halls, which are very boring when they're empty. 11,000 square meters big. I don't know how many square feet this is. You have to do the calculation. Yeah. But as I said, very nice, no columns, nothing, but totally boring. And then when we will open them up tomorrow in a week, then it is definitely very exciting to see what kind of marketplace starts to be bubbling, to be the interaction between everybody, and the people are just really fun to work with.
Anke Odouli, thank you so much for joining us today, and we're looking forward to seeing you in Munich for the World of Photonics 2025, now just moments away.
Same here. See you soon in Munich.